trading at its best.
Okay, welcome to this week's Forex Weekly training. I'm Mike Swanson, and I've got a brand new lesson for you today. As you know, I've been trading the markets for 10 years now. If you've been to these sessions, you've heard me. You've heard of the different things that I've done over the years. I've created robots, hundreds of indicators. I've coached people, other traders for about 5 years now. So I've got a lot of great stuff to teach you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about how to set up a scaled out trailing stop. And so we're going to be going over, what is a scaled out trailing stop? Most of you probably only heard of just normal trailing stops. So I'm going to have a unique way of doing this today that I'm going to show you. And we're going to do it through Informer's, our trading platform's auto scale out feature. So I'll show you how all that works, and we'll get into how to apply it to your own strategy. And then, of course, we'll finish off with the Q&A. So that way, if you have any questions or need any help setting things up, we'll spend some time going into that. So let's go ahead and get into it here. First off, if you don't have Informer downloaded, I'm going to post the link just before we go into the Q&A. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the platform and show you how this auto scale out feature works and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'll bring it over here. You'll see I've already got some accounts added in here. I just went up here to add or edit account, got those added. And you can just add one account, it doesn't really matter, whatever account you want to trade. And then what you'll do is go up here to your new order, or of course you can go to the quote board and double click these to bring up order windows. Get it set up however you want. And once you're ready and you get into a trade, okay, you can do your trade like you normally would. Of course, in order to be able to scale out, you're going to need to have a certain lot size. You can't trade just one mini lot if your broker's minimum size is a mini, because obviously you won't be able to scale out. But if you go ahead, if I put in, let's see, I don't know if this broker, let me see what it's going to calculate. Say I want to risk, say, 2%. Yeah, it looks like it'll let me go down to smaller lot sizes, down to a micro lot, okay? So anyways, let's say my stop loss on this trade is going to be 50 pips. It's going to go ahead and calculate 2% risk for me. I'm going to put the trade in. Okay, none of this really matters. I'm just going to get a trade in, and then I'll show you guys the scaling out trailing stop method. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put a trade in. And what I need to do now, I could have done it from that order window. Let's go back in here really quick. There's two different ways you can access the scaling out trailing stop form, or a little dialog. So right here there's a checkbox that says scale out / close. You can click that and then select the order that you just placed, and then click set up auto scale out. That'll bring it up. So that's a little more steps to get there. The way I like to do it is just once I have trades opened, down here in my Open Trades tab, I'll just right-click on an order and click Auto Scale Out. And there's that form. Okay, so when you first bring this up, you're going to notice there's a couple different fields. The first one is just telling you, it's asking you what price or how many pips do you want to scale out at. Okay, so if I say I want to scale out at a 20 pip profit, I can type that in. And then it'll tell me right here the price that's going to be. Or you have the option of changing it to price, and you can type in the actual price. And of course then it'll tell you how many pips that is. So as you're adjusting this, you can make sure you didn't type something in wrong. And if you accidentally put in the wrong decimal place here, it's going to throw it off, so you'll be able to tell. Okay, so anyways, you'll see that you have a scale out price. You can plug in when you want it to close, and then you've got a scale out %, how much of it you want to close. And then the last part here, this is the new thing we've added, which allows you to use a trailing stop. Okay, so it has move SL2. Okay, the way this is going to work is once you tell it to scale out at whatever level you've specified here, it will then move your actual stop loss to whatever price you want, or however many pips you want. let's say once I'm up 20, I want to lock in 5. Okay, if I want to lock in 5, I type it in there. Once the trade closes out half, it's going to move my stop to lock in 5, all automatically. You don't have to be there. As long as you have Informer up and running, it's going to automatically do that for you. Okay, and you can see here you have 4 different levels to do this at. So I can just go ahead and say, okay, once that one takes place, maybe I want to scale out some more at 40. Or maybe you want to, if it pulls back to 10, you can say, if it comes back to 10, scale me out some more. Or if it goes to break even, or even negative. It's fully customizable. I'll just say, let's say 40. I want to close another 50% out, and maybe then I want to move my stop to lock in 20 pips. Okay, it's really simple to set up. As you can see, you can fully customize this. You could say I want to just tighten my stop to minus 20. Okay, you can do that. You can go positives and negatives on all of this. So there's an unlimited number of options and possibilities. But anyway, you can keep going through here, and when you get to your last one, and you don't have to use all of these. You could just use 1 or 2 of them. But if you get to the 4th one, you're obviously going to want to set that to 100%. Okay, and that's going to disable the move because it's saying at that point you're fully closing the position. Maybe you went to 60 and then you went to 100. If it gets to that point, it would tell it to fully close the position out. Okay, so that's just the basics of how it works. Auto scaling out feature. It's probably a little different than other platforms you've seen, but we've had feedback from our users, and we found this to be very easy to use and very customizable. So now let me go ahead and let's jump back. Really quick, what I want to do now is I want to give you a little strategy on, or a way to set it up to work with your strategy, how to apply it to your actual strategy. So what you need to do is just determine from the very beginning how many pips is your stop loss going to be on the trade. Okay, so or if you just go look at your trade, maybe you're going to put in 10 or 20, 50, doesn't really matter. Figure that out, and then the next step here is set exit 1, set the pips to half of what your stop is, then put it at 50%, and you can play around with these percentages and tweak it to fit your strategy how you'd like. And then set your move SL price to 0. So basically you're telling it to move to break even once you reach half of your stop loss. You see that? Does that make sense? Okay. Next, you'll set the exit 2 pips to your stop, to your actual stop loss. And then 50% again, set the move SL to half your stop. So what you're saying is once you reach your stop loss in target pips, move your stop loss to half your normal stop. Okay. In profit, actually. I'll show you an example of this. I'm just going to run through the mechanics of how we're making it set up and how we're setting it up to make it work. So exit 3, put the pips to 2 times your stop, 50%, and the move SL pips to your actual stop. Exit 4, 3 times your stop, put it at 100% so it's fully out, and move SL to 2 times your stop. Okay, so that looked a little bit confusing. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say you have a stop loss on your trade of 50 pips. You have a 50 pip stop on a trade. So the way that you would set this up is you would say, okay, exit 1, 25 pips. 50%, 0 for move SL. Exit 2, you're going to make it your stop, right? So 50 pips, 50%, and half your stop, 25 pips. Exit 3, we're going 2 times your stop. You see that? Just 2 times your stop is 100 pips, 50%, and like I say, you can change these up however you want. You might only want to take out a quarter of it or take out more of it initially. You can tweak those how you'd like. This is just one strategy I found to work with this, with a lot of different people's systems, but you can tweak it however you need. So then, of course, here you're making that your actual stop, and then the last one is you go 3 times your stop, 100%, 2 times your stop for the move stop price. Pretty straightforward method, And what this is designed to do is to try and give you a result that is giving you a good risk to reward at the end of the day, right? Because you're in here trying to make more pips than you're risking initially. The goal is to try and get out here at 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and protecting it with a trailing stop. Okay, so that's the lesson for today pretty much. We'll go into some Q&A. We had a few people asking, is this tool free? It actually is free. We have a couple premium features on it that you've probably seen me talk about in past trainings, but as far as what I've shown you today, it's all 100% free. You can download the tool. Here's the link, TradeWestForex.com/informer. If you don't have that downloaded here, I'll drop it in the chat so you can click the link as well. And then you can get these recordings on the blog, TradeWestForex.com/blog. So for the tool that I just showed you, there's the link, TradeWest Forex. Oops, looks like I mistyped that one. Let me do it one more time. TradeWestForex.com/informer. That should be it right there. Then you can get it downloaded, add your account to it, and start using the new feature. So let's go ahead and wrap it up with going into the Q&A. Hopefully you've enjoyed this quick little lesson, and hopefully you can find a way to fit it into your strategy and make you some more money with your trades.